One normal school day turns upside down for Vada, a teenage girl who suddenly has to deal with something no student should face. The fallout follows her life after the event as she pulls back from friends, finds comfort in another survivor, and slowly starts to figure out how to move forward. It's a simple, heartfelt look at friendship, family, and healing after a hard moment. So let's dive straight in. Vada is a regular high school student. One morning, she's so tired she dozes off while brushing her teeth until her little sister, Amelia, calls out to her. Vada rushes through her routine, makes breakfast, and gets picked up by her boyfriend Nick. On the drive to school, they listen to music and grab coffee and ice cream on the way. Everything feels normal. At school, Vada gets a text from Amelia asking her to call right away. She steps out to the bathroom, worried. Amelia admits she's scared because she's just gotten her first period. Vada calms her down and promises to take her out later to celebrate and explain more. After hanging up, Vada notices another student in the bathroom, Maya, a popular dancer she admires. They exchange a few words, Vada telling her she's already beautiful without makeup. Then, everything changes. Gunshots echo through the school. An armed group has entered the building, shooting at students. Terrified, Vada and Maya lock themselves in a bathroom stall to hide. Another student, Matt, crawls in with them, crying because his brother has just been killed. They all wait in fear until the police arrive and end the attack. Life after the shooting isn't the same. Vada becomes withdrawn, spending most of her time in her room. Her parents, Patricia and Carlos and Amelia, try to pull her back into daily life. One day at the dinner table, Amelia shows her a list of the students who died. Vada recognizes her friends' names and feels the weight of the loss, but forces a smile so her family won't worry. She excuses herself, saying she needs a shower. Later, Vada's phone buzzes with a message from Maya on Instagram. They start chatting, finding comfort in each other. Maya admits she's alone because her parents are away on work trips. She invites Vada over, and Vada says she'll come soon. The next day, Vada meets Nick at the park. He confides that he's deeply shaken, questioning why he survived when others didn't. He believes maybe he's alive for a reason, to fight for justice someday. Vada listens quietly. Soon after, instead of going to Nick's house as she told her mother, Vada goes to Maya's. Maya greets her warmly. Vada admires the house, learning that Maya's artist parents decorated it, but travel often, leaving her alone. They talk about Maya's dance videos and how inspiring they are. A text from Nick about Matt's brother's funeral pops up on Vada's phone, but she ignores her mother's repeated calls. She doesn't want interruptions. She asks Maya if she'll go to the funeral with her, and Maya agrees. Vada also asks if Maya has been having nightmares. Maya confesses she hasn't been able to sleep at all. The next day, they attend the funeral together. Matt thanks them for coming. Back home, Vada quietly places photos of her lost friends into a box. She still can't believe they're gone and struggles to sleep at night. Amelia tries to get her to go out for a drink to cheer up, but Vada refuses, sunk in her grief. Later, Vada visits Maya again. They watch a show, cook something together, and talk. Maya says she hasn't been back to her dance classes since the shooting. That night, they lie on the bed watching a movie. For once, Maya feels safe enough to fall asleep beside Vada. When Vada tries to leave, Maya asks her to stay until she's fully asleep. Vada sits by her until she drifts off and then heads home. On the way, she calls Nick to explain she only said she was at his place to avoid drama with her mom. She admits she's been spending time with Maya because Maya's alone and understands what she's going through. Back home, Vada starts watching shows and news about school safety and child protection, but nightmares keep waking her up. Her mom decides it's time for professional help and brings in a therapist, Dr. Anna. In their first session, Anna asks Vada how she copes with stress. Vada says sometimes she sleeps for 14 hours straight, other times she binges shows. Anna senses she's hiding something and promises confidentiality. Vada finally opens up, saying she's not okay and that she hides her feelings so her family won't worry. Anna gives her a book of exercises and questions to better understand her state of mind. Patricia later tries to lighten the mood by taking Vada and Amelia out for drinks. But when she brings up Vada returning to school, Vada shuts down and refuses to get out of the car, so they head back home. Exhausted, Vada lies on the couch while Amelia films videos nearby. Out of the blue, Vada gets a message from Matt asking to meet. She goes to see him, and it's clear they're both carrying the same pain. Vada is trying to hold it together. After the funeral, she spends more time with Matt, standing by him while he grieves his brother. The next day, she turns off her phone and goes to Maya's house. They hang out by the pool and share a joint. Maya manages to relax, but Vada spirals. She becomes jittery, starts talking too fast, and ends up falling into the water. Later that evening, she goes home. Her mother brings up going back to school again. Irritated and scared, Vada storms to her room and video calls Maya, admitting she's terrified to return. Maya explains her parents decided she can study from home until she's better, which makes Vada feel even more pressured. The next morning, Vada forces herself to go back to school anyway. Everything feels wrong. She's anxious with every step and can't bring herself to go near the bathroom where she once hid. When she accidentally steps on an empty soda can, the loud pop makes her freeze and she has a panic attack. Embarrassed, she goes home and pretends to her family that the day went fine. The following day, she makes a reckless choice. Thinking it will calm her, she takes drugs before class. Instead, she starts acting erratically, dancing around, biting into her pen, and spilling ink on herself. She asks to be excused and, still under the influence, falls down the stairs. She texts Nick to pick her up. Amelia sees her sister's condition and tries to help, but Vada brushes her off and goes to bed. Later, Matt calls after receiving a worrying message from her. She invites him over, and they watch TV and joke around for a while. For a brief moment, she feels normal again, until Matt says he has to leave. Vada overhears her mom and sister laughing in the kitchen and feels left out. The next morning, she puts on makeup, trying to change how she looks. Amelia knocks on her door, but Vada snaps at her, then feels guilty. When she goes to apologize, Amelia is gone. She decides not to ride with her mom and instead heads to Maya's. The two drink and laugh, eventually sneaking out at night to dance in the street. For the first time in a while, Vada feels alive. She crashes at Maya's to avoid going home. When she finally returns the next morning, her whole family is waiting anxiously. She lies and says she was with Nick, but they reveal Nick had been calling all night. Flustered, she says she's exhausted and hides in her room. Patricia gently confronts her, wondering if Vada is hiding something. Vada admits she was at Maya's and had been drinking. She brushes past her mom, showers, and tries to wash away the guilt. Later, she goes to Nick to apologize for disappearing. She explains she was with Maya because she wasn't feeling well, but Nick, weighed down by his own trauma, tells her bluntly that everyone is hurting, but most are trying to move forward. He's given her space, but he's at his limit and doesn't know if he can keep being around her self-destruction. His words cut deep, and they break up in anger. Reeling, Vada vents to Matt. He tries to calm her, saying Nick lashed out because he's scared for her. He talks about how he had to move forward after losing his brother, or his grief would consume him. Vada apologizes for projecting her pain onto him. She tells him he can talk about his brother whenever he wants. For a moment, there's a spark between them. Vada leans in, but Matt pulls back, saying he's confused about his feelings. Embarrassed, she gets out of the car in tears. That night, Amelia slips into Vada's bed, worried her sister is angry with her. Vada reassures her, saying she loves her most of all, but is too overwhelmed to show it. She tells Amelia that during the shooting, she thought she was going to die and sent her a text saying she loved her, convinced those would be her last words. Amelia clings to her and asks her never to leave again. They fall asleep together, their bond strengthened. The next day, their father Carlos decides to help. He takes Vada to a quiet spot by the ocean and encourages her to scream out all her anger and grief. It's raw, but relieving, and for the first time in weeks, she feels a little lighter. She then goes to check on Maya, but no one answers the door. Panicking, she enters through the back and finds a half-empty glass of alcohol on the counter. She rushes to the sauna and finds Maya unconscious. She shakes her awake and carries her to bed. When Maya comes to, she admits she's been spiraling and felt close to giving up. But instead, she's decided to go back to dance class to reclaim a sense of purpose. Vada promises to stand by her. Maya smiles for the first time in a long while, and they take a picture together as a small symbol of survival. Later, Vada goes to her second session with Dr. Anna. Anna notices she's written the word fear over and over in her journal and gently asks what moment scared her most. Vada admits it wasn't only the shooting. It was going back to school and seeing everyone else move on, even Nick, while she felt stuck and left behind. She breaks down, confessing how much it hurt to lose him and how unfair it felt that strangers with guns could shatter so many lives. For the first time, she lets it all out. Afterward, she decides she doesn't want to drown in her pain anymore. She goes home and apologizes to her mom for causing so much worry, saying she was fighting a battle inside she didn't know how to share. In the final moments, Vada goes to see Maya at her dance class. She texts that she's waiting outside so they can go out together afterward. Maya replies she's almost finished. For a moment, there's hope, but then Vada checks her phone and sees a news alert about another school shooting. 12 more students are dead. Her face falls as the weight of it crashes back down. The film ends on this haunting note of the cycle repeating.